Well, it looks like we're meeting again and not in the art room, so let's take this opportunity to sing our song outside and let everybody know you're not in the art room, but these are the rules. Kindness and respect are always cool. Use your imagination and then create. Take your time, watch those lines and you'll do great. Positive statements while you're in school. Saying nice things is super cool. And now you know the rules that we go by. Practice makes perfect, so give it a try. Okay, we're going to draw three different three-dimensional shapes today. The sphere, the cone, the cylinder, and the pyramid. Now this isn't a lesson on shading and shadowing. I will be doing some basic shading and shadowing, but this is a lesson on how to draw the three-dimensional shape. If you want to learn more about shading and shadowing, you'll have to check out another one of our videos. All right, let's start with the sphere, and like most three-dimensional shapes, we're gonna start with a two-dimensional shape, and we're gonna start with a circle. Now we want to give us the point that the light is hitting. So imagine that the sun is here and it's shining down. You're going to put a little circle right there, okay? Now that circle, you're going to curve these lines around, just like this, okay? And then you're going to come back in and fill in the space. And if you'll notice, we're only going about halfway across the sphere, okay? And if it starts to look like the AT&T symbol, you're doing the right job. And I'm just going to keep coming back until I get it shaded in. You can take your finger here and just kind of blend, real lightly blend that area on the edge. Now from the bottom, you're going to come out, swing around, and come right back, and then color that in, and then that's going to be your cast shadow. Okay, and just give it a little bit darker underneath there where it's sitting on the counter. Okay, now the sphere, it's really important because if you don't shadow it, it's just a two-dimensional circle. So a cone, you can still do a cone without any shadowing. You draw a squishy oval, almost like somebody took an oval and they jumped on top of it and squished it. And then go to the middle, come down and put a point. Now from this edge, you bring that line, and from this edge, you come to that line. And now you have a cone, and you didn't even shadow it. If you want to take it a little bit further, you're going to do the same thing you did with the sphere. You're going to copy this curved line, but you're only going to go halfway. So those lines are going to get shorter as they go, and then come back in and fill them back in. And then if you want to go right along that edge, you can just darken that up, maybe a little cross hatching like that. And then on the top, I'm going to go real light on the top. Now for the cast shadow, you go right from the point and you bring it out. You give it the shape, it's kind of a little round on top like that. And there's your cast shadow on a cone. On a cylinder, you're going to do exactly the same thing where you're going to start with that squishy oval. Then you're going to extend the legs on each side from the very edge of that oval. But you want to make sure that these legs are parallel, exactly the same distance and the same length. Now, when you go to add this bottom line, you want to copy this line right here. See how it's kind of curved? A lot of people want to go straight across, but you want to kind of curve it just like this, okay? Now, same thing with the cone. You're going to copy this line, and you're only going to go halfway. So you're going to bring those lines and make sure that you're curving them, and then go back and add them in between. And eventually you're gonna get good at this. If you've been in my room for a while, you're probably pretty good at sketching this already. You're shading a little darker on that edge. You can come down here and then a little lighter on the top. Just cross hatch that just a little bit. And then for your cast shadow, you're gonna come from the very bottom, straight out, then come up the side just a little bit, come straight out, curve that top, and then color in that cast shadow. And you have your cylinder. Now, there's a lot of different types of cylinders. So you can do a big, squishy oval like this, and then bring your lines down. And you got yourself a tuna can. You can do a short one like this. Bring the legs down, that little smile face, stick a little hole in the middle there, and then a couple lines out. And you got yourself some toilet paper. Everybody's running out of that. Look, you got yourself a bunch now. All right, you can do some real long, skinny ones. You can do all kinds of them. You can shadow them. You don't have to shadow them. Remember, if you do shadow them, the longer they are, the longer that cast shadow is gonna be. Something like this, you can cross hatch that a little bit, then bring that shadow out. And you have yourself a cylinder. Now, for the pyramid, you start with a triangle, another two-dimensional shape, and then think about your bicycle when you put that kickstand out. I call this the one-legged kicker. It kicks out like that, but you don't want to go all the way to the bottom. You want to just go part way out and then connect that line like that. Now you're going to bring some lines across, and then you can cross hatch that and give it a little bit of a shadow. And now your cast shadow is going to go from this corner and this corner, making that point, and then it's just going to be a little bit darker. And then draw that line straight across the front where it's touching the ground. And there you go. You now have a sphere, a cone, a cylinder, and a pyramid.